And then at the bottom of the page, under related searches, it says how to pierce your own penis. But in parentheses, it says guys only. Is that necessary? Did they have to include that? Is that something that has to happen? I was talking about my kids the other day. Like, I've got stubborn kids. I live in a stubborn family. We're just a bunch of hard-headed motherfuckers. When my 7-year-old was 2, so we'll take you back to a 2-year-old, toddler. You've seen toddlers, they exist. This little kid comes up to me and he says, "Papa, I want some hot tea." Because we let him watch British television, and so he was like, I want to try that. That seems interesting. What is that? That's steamy tea. I've only had sweet. What's that? So we had some hot tea, but I was doing something important, like sitting. So I was like, "We don't have any." And he goes, "Come here." Not that deep. Sorry, not that deep. "Come here." And he takes me into the kitchen, and he points at where we keep the tea bags, and he sees that we have tea bags, and he says, and I'm quoting a 2-year-old at this point, he says, "You make the water hot. You put the tea bag in the hot water for 5 minutes, and then you have hot tea." The son of a bitch wrote a WikiHow article with bulleted points on how to make hot tea. He pretty much called bullshit on me immediately. He was like, "You're nothing more than a stepladder with arms. If I could reach it, I'd make it. Get it." So that's him. That's him. That's who I live with. They're all redheads too. I got a little red in my beard, but my wife is redheaded, and all my kids are redheaded. Even my dog is redheaded. And the problem is, I am not an assertive person, and it's hard to be a non-assertive father in a house full of redheads. You spend a lot of time going, "All right," like that's what you do. I'll give you a perfect example. I live across the street from my mom. We live in like a little, hill kind of commune kind of thing that some southern families do. It's fun. And I'm over at my mom's house, and a dog just walks into our house. And we do not own this dog, nor have we seen this dog. And I was playing video games with my kids, and they were watching. I was like, "Where'd that dog come from?" And they're like, "We don't know. Can we keep it?" And I was like, "I don't know whose dog this is." And then my mom, who was taking the kids off to the pool or something, this is over the summer, she takes the kids off, and she says this on the way out: "All right, we're leaving. Put the dog out." And I'm like, "What? But whose dog is this? Where did this dog come from?" So I let the dog out, and the dog just runs off into the woods. I called my wife, and I said, "You never guess what happened?" When she said this dog just wandered in. And like, it came in and sat and watched me like it just was a very friendly dog, didn't have a collar. And then her first words were, "Can we keep it?" Now here's the thing. I've been married for 8 years, and so I have been a father for 8 years. And there comes a moment where you finally have to put your dad foot down. But I'm not good at putting my dad foot down. See, because like, we all have had fathers or we've known fathers who are like, "Listen here, we're going to do the thing. We're going to do the thing I said because I know what's best for y'all." I mean, that doesn't work for me. This is my dad foot. If y'all could, hey, maybe we could try to, if we could possibly not do that thing that y'all are all decided and all 3 of you have agreed on doing this thing, I'm gonna maybe put my, do you see that? They're like, "No, we didn't see it, we didn't hear it. It's our dog now. We got a new dog, ladies and gentlemen. We got a new dog. Named her Sally." She's a sweet thing. We're trying to get rid of her. I'm trying to get rid of her. They're trying to strangle me in my sleep to keep the dog. Oh man, it's fun. It's fun. I remember when anybody in here have more than one kid? You have more than one kid? See, here's the problem I ran into, and I think this is a slightly unique problem. The day I was married, I got a wife and a 2-year-old the same day, because she had a kid from a previous relationship. So I knew how to deal with like a 1-year-old on. I knew because I had been there, we had dated, I knew what that was like. And then she got pregnant with my kid. Of my loins is the way I like to say it. Sounds Shakespearean. And leave me alone. I didn't know what 0 to year was like. I didn't know what that was like. So I read the books, I studied the pamphlets, I asked my friends and family, and they were just kind of like, my family were kind of mean about it. They were just like, "Oh, you're going to be surprised." I was like, "I'm asking for help." And they're like, "No, you're just going to have to watch this unfold. That's what we did with you." My grandfather was particularly excited about watching me fail for the first couple months as a father, because that's the prime time you can fail, and the kid doesn't remember it. So that was crazy. Like, she gives me the nudge on June the 4th, 2009, at 1 in the morning. What the hell was that about? Baby, out, we gotta go. So we go to the hospital. We didn't go to the hospital. We went to a midwife. Neither of my children were born in hospitals. We went to a refurbished house with a jacuzzi tub. We're like, this is a good place to bring a child into the world. With quilts and jacuzzis. It'll be like they're in a mountain cabin about to fuck some girl. It'd be great. It's a good way to introduce them into the world with a jacuzzi and a bunch of really old quilts. So she gets in there. She gets on like a medicine ball and does like the Macarena to kind of loosen things up. I don't know what that was about, but they did. Average labor time is 8 to 12 hours. That is average for those women. I see some slight nods like that's about right. No, was yours longer or shorter?
32.
32, wow, way up. I'm sorry.
9 pound 4 ounce.
You what?
9 pound 4 ounce.
Both of my wife's children, I say that because I did not push them out, and I'm not about to say our kids when she did the work.
Go there.
Like, she did that. They're both over 9 pounds. No drugs, by the way. She's a psychopath, really is the best way to put it. So we're there. We got there. I got the elbow at 1, so I'm expecting it to take 8 to 12 hours. That bitch pushed out that kid in 4 hours.
Good girl.
And I panicked. I was like, what's it doing out now? It's not supposed to be out now. We've got 4 more hours. Put it back. And she's like, no, like, it's out. And the midwife is like, this is your son. And I'm like, what? It's not done yet. And they're like, it's your baby. Say something to it. And I was like, So I said the only thing I could think of to say to my son was, my brain just went fog, and I just went, my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby, and people, oh thanks, like it's adorable, but that's because I couldn't think of anything else to say. Hi, how are you? My baby, my baby, my baby, and there's my wife going, bullshit, it's not your baby. I just pushed it out. The baby is not ours until after it's come out of the thing. I'm big on that. Guys, if you ever knock somebody up, let me tell you, it's not your baby till it comes out. I'm sorry, it's not yours. I hate that. We're having a child. No, we're not. We're not carrying a baby for 9 months only to have it forcefully ejected from our vagina. You just hold your hand and apologize for 9 months. That's all you do. That's your job. You pet the head, you bring the pickles and ice cream, and you say, I am so sorry I did and am doing this to you. It's an ongoing thing.
You caused the pain.
I caused the pain? I believe that 100%. I was there holding the hand going, I am so sorry this happened. I mean, you did this before, and I thought it'd be a good idea to do a sequel, and this is terrible. I didn't even produce the first movie. I'm producing the second one, and you're directing it, and I'm just like, what? That's a weird movie analogy I just made. I think the whole point I'm trying to make throughout most of my set is that I fundamentally believe I was put together incorrectly. I'm a weird guy. I'm 30, and you know what I did to celebrate my 30th birthday? I got a street performer's license and a toy piano.
Did you get a monkey?
I didn't get a monkey, just a toy piano. Nothing says, I'm running screaming from responsibility, like buying a children's instrument and playing it for money. Like, nothing says, that's me in a nutshell. So I feel like physically I got put together incorrectly, and I'll tell you, I have this sincere belief. I believe in God 100%, and I believe that when He makes babies, He puts them together. Because He knows what you're going to look like. He knows what you're going to grow up to be. So He's like assembly line style. He puts the body, the legs, the nose, everything. He puts it together. But on the day that I was born, He went off for a coffee. And He got an intern angel to do it. And the guy works in prayer requests. So he's not qualified to put a kid together at all. So it went something like this. He's like, hey, all right, we got the baby's out. Hey, Kevin, I'm going to go get a coffee from the cow. You want anything? No, you good? Okay, well, can you put Craig? No, it's be fine. All the parts are here. You just put them together the way you feel is nice. You're an angel. You've been around a while. You know what babies look like. I'll be right back. And he leaves, and then Kevin comes in panicking and sweating, going, what do I do? And he's like just grabbing parts and putting them together. It's like, all right, I'll give him this hair that will go away when he's like 25. It'll get really wispy and it'll be kind of bald. And then I'll give him nose hair at 30. Why do you give a kid nose hair at 30? Because nose hair doesn't grow like normal hair. Normal hair just grows, but nose hair, you wake up in the morning, you look at your nose and you go, ooh, no nose hair. Today's a sexy day. And then you turn around and it looks like spiders are trying to eat your upper lip. That's not a good look for anybody. And then he's like, all right, what else are we going to give him? A baby tooth. He's going to be 30 and he's still going to have a baby tooth. That is an asshole angel decision to give him nose hair and a baby tooth. Like, my dad didn't have the same 2 permanent teeth. Only with him, they took them both out, shoved the rest together, 50s dentistry. And with me, they were like, no, we're more sophisticated. We live in a modern time. We're going to leave the healthy one in, take the bad one out, then we're going to jab this metal rod into your gum. And I was like, no thanks, I'll have odd numbered teeth, please. And they sent me on. And then he's like, and then the angel's like, we're going to give him chest hair, but it's going to be singular. Just one. Bink. And then I'm not even going to describe the downtown mix-up because it's a horror show. And then it's going to give me arthritis. I have arthritis in my knees. Where the fuck did that come from? Like, I went to a doctor when I was 18, and I said, my knees hurt. And he said, ooh, that's tough. And I was like, it's probably arthritis. He's like, no, it's not. So he tested me for like key Lyme disease or whatever else they test you for. And then he comes back and he spins me around the chair and he looks me dead in the eyes. A man who went to school for 12 years, and he says, well, we're scratching our heads on this one. That's not something you say. Watch ER. Try to comfort me. Watch House. Even that asshole was nice once in a while. I had a doctor look at me and go, that's what I had happen. And I have sexy feet.
Nobody has sexy feet.
I have sexy feet.
No, you don't.
Oh, thanks. I love how I've got it pointed like a ballerina. Look at that. I didn't even plan that. I just...
Take your shoe off.
Oh, no.
Take your shoe off.
And the reason, it's not because I don't think I don't have sexy feet. I'm not wearing socks right now. So I can just like see the cloud come out and envelop everybody. So that's what happened. That's how I got put together. Just like a parfait of ages. Unless it was like a parfait that was like imagine if you went to like a store or like an ice cream place and you're like, I want a parfait. And you get a parfait and it's like chocolate, ice cream, grass, nail clippings. You're like, that's a fucked up parfait. Like, that's what I am. That's what I am. And then like God finally comes back and he's like, did you make Craig? And he just yells at him with a whimper like, don't make me do that again. And he runs off crying, goes back to prayer requests, picks up the phone. Prayer requests, how can I help you? No, Mrs. Holcomb, we're not sending him back. Click. You guys have been great. I hope you have a good night.
Hey, keep it going for your headliner tonight, Mr. Craig Holcomb, huh? Hey man, you know that guy. He does comedy shows all over, and he does one-man shows. You know, and the talent that it requires for a man to do a 60-minute one-man show that's largely improvised is amazing. So give it up for Craig one more time, huh? All right, guys. Look. Obviously, you know, we have a smaller crowd tonight. This is a little light. Craig drove 5 hours to be here, so I'm not going to guilt you guys into putting any money in here. As a matter of fact, I think most of you guys already put money in here. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put this right here, and if anybody was so compelled by Craig's fantastic headlining set, thank you. Oh my God, that was a $20 bill. Give it up for her, everybody. Wow. Wow. The more she drinks, the more money she gives. That's amazing. Wow. I'm going to be around here an hour from now to see what happens. All right.
What's going on here? You got kids on
He was
her?
supposed to hook up with 2 if you remember.
Thank you. I think. Well, that's the 2 apparently. You came in late.
I got you, Kyle.
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
So that shit
both
up.
of us. Okay, here you go.
Oh my God. Wow.
Where'd that Petey go over here?
Oh my God.
He said, you all were
I bet
really
you won't put
good.
it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I bet you don't got it in you.
She will.
That would be, yeah.
Again, it's just going to degenerate into me fucking the audience. All right, guys. You've already seen your headliner. I'm getting ready to bang half of you. So, here's what we're going to do, guys. Here's what we're gonna do. You've seen your headliner. Now we are going to pick our winner for the funny four-way competition, okay? Again, this is a pro wrestling themed comedy show. What that means is you're gonna see all four of the competitors you saw do comedy earlier, but before you vote for them, they're gonna do pro wrestling style promos. So, we're gonna bring them up here in the order that you saw them. So, first, ladies and gentlemen, from Lexington, Kentucky, he's the man with the most vicious